Alright, welcome race fans once again to MaxSpeedTV. Tonight, bringing you the Northwest Truck Series, as we like to call this, our after hours broadcast here, 10:30 Central Time, 11:30 Eastern. Gonna bring you some great racing. We got about 25 drivers already here in the lobby, so real fast before we get to all of the racing action here coming up shortly. We're going to go through all the sponsors that make all this possible, starting with SimSpeedShop.com. Check them out if you are looking for a great custom button box to up your game here on iRacing. HRU Motorsports and Elite 7 Racing, two teams that sponsor us here on MaxSpeed TV. So a big shout out to them. Go check them out on Facebook page and give them a like on their page. Looks like, again, virtual to reality, we still have a few remaining codes there from them. So 3-month free codes, so definitely, if you are looking to get in, we have about 6 or 7 of those left, so message us if you want to get onto iRacing. I've never been on it before. I woke up with 3 months free. Ohio IndyCar League, definitely a big shout out to him for coming on. We're actually going to start broadcasting them soon, so if you are on iRacing in the Ohio Club, check them out for some great IndyCar racing. And on to the racing side of things, of course, big shout out to Sanctuary Studios. Josh Cushman is that Sanctuary Studios, and he is the presenter of this race and this series here tonight. We will also have an onboard camera with him if he is here tonight. A new leader, big shout out to them. They are part of Highway Equipment Company. That is one of their divisions. And if everyone is here, I believe they are, we will have Mark Walls and Jeff Stabnow running onboard cameras with them throughout the night. And last but not least is Highway. They are the other division of Highway Equipment Company. And if everyone is here, we will have John Ottenbacher and Sean Breitzman running their onboard cameras here tonight. So again, a big shout out to all of the sponsors coming on board. This is a bit of a special night here tonight. A little bit different here, but before we get to explaining that, we do want to always introduce our second chair here in the booth with us, and that is KR Stolfus once again. So first off, welcome to the booth once again, KR.
Well, thanks for having me up here, Charles. I appreciate it.
Well, definitely going to be a fun race here. As we were just talking about, this is the Sergeant Adam Kangas 150. Again, this race here, we are trying to raise as much money as we can for Sergeant Adam Kangas. Again, we will have Tom Green come up here at just a few moments here. We're going to get him in here, explain what this is for. But again, we do have the link if you would like to donate to the fundraiser. Again, it's not just a short term, it's a big fundraiser. We want to keep awareness to this. But the link is in the description down there, so definitely check it out. And if you can financially help out, please do so down there. Again, that is what it's there for. But before we get him in here, KR, what are your thoughts here? We've been watching practice for a little bit as we see Mark Walls is first right now, but looking, David Heath in that number 42 is second fastest right now, so we haven't seen him up at the front as much as some of the others, but he's right there, so he may have a shot to win this thing here tonight.
He might have a shot, but I think during the drivers' meeting, everyone's going to have a little discussion about the fact that they thought they were coming to an asphalt race, and apparently they're on a dirt track, because every single truck I've watched is sideways throughout the entire corners. Some of the time they're even saving it. Most of the time they're not. So it's going to be an interesting night watching these guys slip and slide here at Phoenix.
It really is, and we're sitting here watching. You can see this track for some reason has a lot of dirt on it. Again, it is in the middle of the desert, so that is part of the thing. As you can really see where they've been running in the groove. So like you said, it has a lot of dirt on it, and it's going to be very interesting to see who can hang on to the cars. We know we talked to Jeff earlier, and he said there is just no grip on this track. So, you know, that is really going to play a factor here tonight. No grip means you're going to be sliding. Sliding means you're going to be wearing them tires out. So, you know, you're going to really wear them out more than you normally would if you're having to keep it from going sideways. So, definitely, every week is a little bit of tire wear, but I really think we're going to be dealing with it quite very good here tonight.
Yeah, with the track setting, as it is, being slick, having those 4 fresh tires, you're going to lay down a heck of a lap, and then the fall-off's going to start happening. And we talk about it quite a bit in our broadcasts, and the fall-off is what makes the racing interesting, because you're going to start seeing cars that are fast for 1 lap making their way to the front, and then as they experience that fall-off, they're going to start falling back. And then the speed difference is what's going to create, let's say, tension between the drivers as they all fight and jockey for position on a track that gets really narrow in turn 1.
Yeah, it really is. But then we want to talk about this, but we want to also get the Tom in here. But before we do that, real fast, I just want to let you know, of course, up next is going to be qualifying. Coming up this Saturday, we don't have a whole lot going on here. We do have the Laura Truck Series. That is, I believe, Lambo or Lambord. I can't even think of his name tonight. But either way, Laura Truck Series. So apologize to them for that. But again, it stands for a little something, but I can't remember right off the top of my mind. Later this week, we do have the TND Short Track Series. That is their final race of the season on Sunday afternoon, and of course the SRA Truck Series coming up as well, as long as a few other races we just couldn't fit in there. But we do have about 14 minutes or so. So, KR, if you want to grab Tom Green, we're going to get him in here real fast and get an interview with him if we can.
Mr. Green, are you there, sir?
That I am.
All right, well, I'm going to get you in here. Of course, you already knew this was coming, but talking about the race itself here tonight, a big awareness. It is technically a fundraiser, but it's an ongoing thing. It's not just a one-night deal. So, looking at that, to tell people kind of what it's about, we figured you'd be the best one for it. So, just let the fans know out there what exactly they are donating to if they choose to do that.
Exactly. Okay, that sounds perfect. Okay. And then I mentioned the sponsors and stuff at Sanctuary Studios, and who else is sponsoring the race tonight?
Yes.
Besides, okay, and then you guys also for broadcasting the race also.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
So again, it's for Sergeant Adam Kangas. So how is he related to you? I believe there's some way, but I can't remember right offhand.
He's my son.
Okay, so son, and obviously for anyone out there that's watching, he is a veteran. So definitely, if you support our vets, hopefully you do, as I know I do and KR does. But explain why the fundraiser is going on. What happened to start this whole fundraiser deal?
Well, this whole thing started back. He's a 10-year Army vet. He had 2 years over in Iraq. He was blown up twice with IEDs, the roadside bombs. He has like an 80% hearing loss and a 90% disability rating out of the service. So he was working a job for his family, doing some welding job, and a 1,000-pound beam happened to fall on him. I'm not quite sure all the specifics about that, but anyway, it ended up crushing like his femur, his lower back, and broke his shoulder socket in a couple places. So he's just out of the hospital now, and so we're just trying to raise some money for his doctor bills and his family and whatnot, because his only source of income at this time is his Army disability income. So we're just trying to give him a helping hand if we can.
Definitely a great cause to donate to. Again, for anyone that is looking that they might want to donate to this great cause, definitely you can check the link down in the description, as it is posted down there. There's the first one right under how long we've been streaming here. So definitely go make sure you check it out. We're going to keep an eye on it here, as it looks like right now they're around 3,400 here. So definitely, if you do donate, put it in chat. Let us know. You don't have to put how much you did or anything. Just let us know, hey, you donated. We like to know our fans. Obviously, we got some very loyal fans here. So just let us know you do. It's very much appreciated, and definitely Tom would be very grateful, as well as MaxSpeedTV. So that is what this is about. This is the Sergeant Adam Kangas 150. So it's just kind of a awareness thing. And there's a lot of people out there that have probably similar situations here. Obviously, we can't raise awareness for all of them, but we can for the ones we know. And the racing community is a very tight-knit community, so we all stick together. So it's kind of cool to be doing this race here tonight in honor of him and try to raise a little bit of money for him. But any final words, Tom, you want to just get out there to the fans before we let you get back there to do some last-minute practice here?
Oh yeah, like I said, I just want to thank everyone for watching the show tonight and donate $1, $5. Just watch the show and hope you guys enjoy the show we put on tonight.
All right. Well, again, you're there. Every little bit helps. You don't have to donate thousands of dollars. You can donate $1, $5, whatever.
Yeah, like I say, $1, heck, anything helps. So yeah, like I say, anything's greatly appreciated. And the Northwest Truck Series are awesome guys, awesome racers. Thank you for everybody.
All right, we are going to step away here for just a minute to get some last-minute stuff sorted out before the race. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a minute or two. Alright, we are back here, and don't see us stepping away anymore here tonight, as we are here to stay. We got about 8.5 minutes till qualifying does come up. Again, Mark Wall's at the top of the charts right now with a 25.925. So we're here at Phoenix International Raceway, but technically that's not the name of this track anymore, as it has changed. Soon we'll probably be getting the rescan, but I believe it's like ISB or ISM Raceway or something like that. So a very interesting name. Not sure what the new name does stand for, but this track just recently changed. We have not got the rescan of it yet, but shortly that probably will be coming out. So a whole new track really coming. So I'm kind of curious, what all's been changed since we have it now.
It's definitely interesting. It's still located in Avondale, Arizona, near Phoenix. So that's still the same. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, so again, maybe they changed it because it's technically not in Phoenix, so a name change had to be done. Any different reasons. I believe they moved the flag stand. I'm not sure on that. Something about the dog leg, I believe some people were saying changed. So, different stuff here and there. As we're in about 7 minutes in. All that'll be coming out here shortly. We have the new Pocono here, repaved. I was on it earlier today, and that track's a lot smoother. So I believe we will run it later in the season here. So it'd be interesting to see, just how much better racing, if any, a smoother Pocono brings to iRacing.
A smoother Pocono is just going to be a faster Pocono. It's still going to be Pocono. It's still going to have 3 corners for quote-unquote an oval. Somebody needs to go back to geometry class.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, iRacing's working hard at giving us updates. Like I said, we're in the middle of our week 13, so big patch come out. A lot of changes to tire model even, and the way that the stuff, how the iRacing magic happens in calculating tire performance. So we like to talk about tires on the asphalt side of things because it's very important. You do have to manage your tires. So
you do indeed.
Watching Andy Vogt do some laps here, and man, he's gonna be one to watch. Sitting in 7th place right now for this lap chart. But once the racing happens, you can lay down a good fire lap. but you might have a better long run or a better short run car and won't know it till the race starts.
Yeah, definitely, T. So we're sitting there watching him with you. It's going to be a very good race. I think, again, we still have Sean Brightsman coming in. Chris Sherburne coming in, have not completed any laps yet. So we'll be looking to see where they kind of stack up here in the field. I'm pretty sure both of them will put in some pretty good laps here. But real fast, while we have about 5 minutes left, we might as well take a second here to run through the point standings. Again, you know, we talked about him all the time, Jeff Stabnow, the guy who says he never wins any races, and that's kind of what we tease him about here. He is actually your points leader by 5 points right now over Mark Walls.
You know, it's kind of tough to say because he's almost always in position to win week in and week out. And he did get a couple wins right in a row. But we haven't seen him in victory lane since then.
Yeah, definitely. He's obviously got the super speedways down. But he always talks about Mark Walls, Chris White, was it Sean Brightsman? Some of these guys being the guys that will be up front at these types of tracks. They clearly have been up front, and these point standings have changed a ton in the last probably week or so to 2 weeks. Is going through your top 10 right now. It is Jeff Stabnow, Mark Walls, Chris White, David Applegate, Andy Vogt, John Brightsman, Jason Hunt, John Ottenbacher, Chris Sherburne, and Dan Stuzzi. Those are your top 10. Again, Chris Sherburne actually just got here, as well as Sean Brightsman. So two guys that are sitting in 6th and 9th place right now have not run a lap yet. I'm pretty sure they probably have been practicing. So again, we just have to kind of wait and see, how they stack up against the rest of the field here tonight.
Sherburne and Brightsman, some guys two of the guys who I will keep an eye on tonight. Very fast drivers, able to make their way through the field no matter where they start, and tend to wind up front. So, yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
I definitely would agree with that. And another driver who is back in 23rd right now, fastest on the charts, in 11th place, Carl Burke. 11th place, I don't think does him justice, because he has had some really good runs, just unable to capitalize on the end. So again, he's just outside the top 10, and I do look to see him get a win here shortly. He's just right there on the edge of it. Again, behind him is Brandon Peters, Douglas Hunt, Stephen Silstad, Tom Green, Gary Nichols, Trenton Barrington, Josh Cushman. Wow, we can't talk today. Sorry about that. Ray Forner and Matt Henry. And I believe for the most part, most of those drivers are here. So I don't think our point standings are going to shuffle too much after this race. But I do expect to see, a few spots going up and down. And you never know. We could have a complete upset. Mark Walls could possibly pass Jeff Stabnow if they have a big enough gap here tonight.
5-point difference coming into tonight's race is something that is very easy to overcome, but you have to be in front of the guy you're chasing. Does that make sense? You gotta be in front of the guy you're chasing?
Yeah, definitely does.
I'm gonna pick up an English book. I'll be right back.
It definitely does make sense. I mean, you're chasing them the points, but you want to be ahead of them here in the race, so it makes perfect sense. So again, you can only pass them in the points if you beat them on the track. So that's really the goal of any racer: beat the competition. Doesn't matter who they are, you want to beat them all. So as long as you finish as high as you can and beat as many competitors as you can, you're probably going to be sitting good in the point standings coming out of the night here. Looks like we have about 45 seconds to go, so we're going to step away to the national anthem, and we will be right back here in just a few seconds.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here once again. Qualifying is underway. As it looks like there it is. Doug Hunt is going to take your fastest time right now anyway. So very interesting here. We haven't seen him up at the front much this season, but he's your fastest driver right now here in qualifying.
Doug Hunt, part of the Hunt trio that are out here. The other two Hunts are Jason and Adam. And Jason just turned in a lap time for 4th quickest. So these guys all work together, all set up together. And here they are qualifying. And I expect some good things out of this trio of family members.
Definitely do. As we'll look in, Adam Hunt just put a top 10 time in with a 28.508. Now bumping to 11th. John Ottenbacher, he is currently sitting in 4th. So he did get by a few people here. He's going to come back out. He may run another lap here. Again, he is running the Highway Walls Beardco at Toyota here tonight. We'll see, but Matt Henry just jumps up to 3rd with a 26.323.
Doug Hunt holding on to that top spot for the moment. We got quite a few cars here. 12 cars have set a lap time. And we got a few other fast drivers that have not registered a time that are circling the track. Josh Cushman, Mark Walls, Gottman, these guys are all out on the track just waiting to turn their first laps.
Is right now Mark Walls. Probably going to be someone to watch here, but real fast before he puts in a lap, as he just took it to the top anyway, 25.893. But we were just actually looking at David Heath, who put that number 42 machine. Was up at the top with a 26.117. He's now in 2nd. So look, Mark Wall's the only one to run a 25-second lap here. So again, a very fast lap. We'll have to wait and kind of see, as it looks like David Heath is going to do it too with a 25.897. So again, very close, 0.004 off. These guys are right there together.
It's going to be very close racing up at the front and the middle and the back. There's going to be a lot of side-by-side racing here, and I expect the leaders to get in the lap traffic a little bit early if we get into a long green flag run, mostly because we're going to just have this low grip tonight, very dirty track surface, and it's going to be hard for some of the drivers in the back to get that good grip that they're used to having.
It really is Andy Voigt's going to take it to 9th place right now. Carl Burke currently 16. Chris Sherburne out on the track right now. And if we're watching these guys, they are taking it way, way deep in that dog leg. Again, this is just a 2-lap deal here. So I'm kind of curious if, during the race, they are going to take it as deep in this dog leg as they are here in qualifying, or if that is just strictly to get as high up in the race here as they can, or if they may do that during the race. If they do, that has been a problem child here with just about anything that races here, people going way down there and coming back up, and when they do, the spinning it out or getting into another truck or car, just not being able to merge back into traffic safely.
A lot of driver awareness has to be used when cars are down on the dogleg by both parties, or 3 or 4 parties, because you can end up going 3 or 4 wide there in a hurry, and if everyone's respectful, knows what's going on around them, and allows room, you can make it off into turn 3 just fine. But you know, a lot of times, a lot of people get focused on what's in front of them and decide that they're going to fight or challenge for whatever spot they're in right then at that exact moment, and that's when trucks collide.
It is indeed, as Jeff Stabnow is going to take to a 14th place time. Chris White, he's somebody you have to watch. It doesn't matter what he's driving. He's very quick in that SimStar Motorsports Toyota. So he's going to be somebody we have to watch here, as he's going to be putting in his first time laps next time by. We will definitely have to keep an eye on him. But I'm going to be kind of curious. We're talking about the dogleg again. He's not taking it too far down, but what people have to watch for here is your spotter is not going to be very accurate with that dogleg, because somebody can get a huge run if they dive it way in there. By the time you may be too wide, and if you get 2 trucks that dive way down in the dogleg, they get such an advantage. That's when you become 4 wide, and your spotter cannot keep up that well. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that here tonight and kind of see how it's going to play out, and if that does indeed cause a few cautions in that spot.
The dogleg will be a point of contention. I'm watching Sean Brightsman. He just stuffed it in the outside wall. Hasn't turned a lap yet, so I think he shut it down before he came around to the start-finish line.
Interesting you're talking about it, because we just heard a loud thud, and I thought it was him, but Brett Johnson also, I'm not sure, he looked like he got into the wall or just blew it up, but he finished a 3rd place time here before he blew it up. So again, Brett Johnson going to get a 3rd fastest time here qualifying with a 26.120.
To put Brett Johnson in 3rd, Stabnow 4th. You know, Stabnow won our first 2 races in the trucks. Then Sean Brightsman won race number 3, and then 2 in a row for Mark Walls. And Mark Walls sitting on pole right now. So this Mark Walls guy, we might want to start talking about him a little bit more and how fast he is. Maybe he's cheating.
You might want to. He may be tire doping here. We might want to check that. Maybe pop the hood on there and check that engine. He is very quick regardless every week. As now Sean Brightsman's going to drop Brett Johnson 1 spot, as he's going to take 3rd right now with a 25.925. So again, top 3, the only 3 to take 25-second laps here.
So breaking into the 25-second bracket is our top 3, and you know, we saw them in practice turning some good laps there, and I'm trying to pull up my practice sheet, but I set it aside for some reason. There we go. And you know, in practice they were doing 25 seconds, quite a few of them, and now they're losing a few tenths here, so the track's getting a little slower.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, you know, to keep an eye on it here tonight. As I had to refresh the stream here on YouTube. It looked like chat was very dead. Apparently it was just my end being a little funky, but good to see everyone here watching tonight. We got about 1:13 left. It looks like Brad Cornell, Gerald Heffley, I don't think we've seen him here before. Scott Hutchinson and Dan Stuzzi have not taken laps yet. We'll see if Scott Hutchinson is going to be racing or not. He has had his internet fixed, so he has been racing here. But so far here tonight, it doesn't look like he is going to take a qualifying lap.
Yeah, it's not, and he's got less than a minute to do so. So I'm not sure that anyone who has not qualified. Pretty sure that they're not going to at this point. Not enough time to get your truck up to speed and then log a lap. As we're doing 25-second laps, we have just about 30 seconds left in this session.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. So again, qualifying just about ready to wrap it up. So your next up will be your HRE Motorsports starting grid. And then we are going to have some great racing here tonight, as it looks like we have about 27, 28 drivers here. So I expect to see some good racing. I don't think we'll have too many cautions, but then again, we've seen a lot of people spending out in practice, so things could change here. That, again, will all kind of be determined here in just a little bit when the first caution comes out or doesn't come out. We'll just have to keep an eye out for it.
Field's starting to grid up right now, so we ain't got too much longer to wait before we figure out what all's about to happen.
We do not. And while we are here, if you care, you want to run through, say, the first of 5 rows of our grid, I will finish us up here tonight.
All right, so on pole with a 25.893, Mark Walls getting it done for qualifying, but will that translate into 3 in a row for this guy? We're going to find out. Stick around for 125 laps. David Heath, second place with a 25.897. Sean Brightsman, no practice time, jumps in third place with a 25.924. Brett Johnson will round out row 2 on the outside. Jeff Stabnow, 5th. Doug Hunt, 6th. Steve Sealstad will be 7th. 8th place, Brandon Peters. Chris White on the inside of row 5, and Matt Henry on the outside.
And picking up with row 6, it will be Scott Mann. Losing my voice here a little bit. Scott Mann, somebody we want to watch here. He's been fairly quick lately, so we want to keep a close eye on him. In the number 12 is Jason Hunt, putting a very fast lap down. Row 7 is going to be Josh Cushman and Andy Vogt, 2 very fast drivers themselves, so definitely we'll keep an eye on those here tonight. Row 8 is going to be John Ottenbacher and Ryan Maines. A little further back here, 15th for John Ottenbacher. That is probably the furthest we've seen him start. We'll see how he can do. I bet he will be towards the front early in this race. Row 9 is going to be William Fletcher and Dan Porovich, 2 great drivers as well, so we'll see how they work their way up. Row 10, Bruce Lawson and Trenton Barrington. Row 11 is going to be Chris Sherburne and Tom Green. Row 12 is going to be Carl Burke and Adam Hunt. Again, Carl Burke, they've been having some good runs here lately, so we'll keep an eye on him, see where he stacks up here at the end of this race. Row 13, Scott Hutchinson and Gerald Heffley. So it looks like Scott Hutchinson is not going to be on the track here. Row 14, Dan Stussy and Brad Cornell. And I believe that will round it out here for your field here tonight. So a few drivers not going to be starting here. Chris White, notice, did not take the grid.
So Chris White not on the grid, but he is loaded up into his car now.
Oh, that unfortunate. Looks like he may have missed the grid as the green flag just came out a second ago. So he is already 1 lap down. He needs a caution, and this race just got started as we have barely completed 1 lap.
Mark Walls up front. Oh, Jeff Stabnow in trouble in the 24 machine.
Somehow we have no caution so far. There it is, caution coming out. Let's go back, and that was a very quick caution, and he fought that car for quite some time.
Got loose coming out of 4, chased it all over the track, collected the 45 machine.
Well, that is unfortunate, as we're going to take a look here and watch the 24 during this. he had that thing back and forth. He was definitely fighting it the whole way here by the start-finish line. Looks like he just came out of turn 4, got it a little out of shape, tried to save it, and unfortunately was unable to do so. It looked like he did save it for a minute after getting into the 45, but just couldn't do it. So it looks like we'll take a look. Steve Silstad is the 45. He's on pit road. I'm not sure. He may have got more damage than Jeff Stabnow did.
Jeff is smoking as I watch him pull away, but this league does have one fast repair, so we know Jeff is going to be using it now.
Yeah, he definitely is going to have to use it, as he is right now going full speed, getting that about 105, as he's going to slow it up. He's going to bring it to pit road. So he's got to get that thing fixed. It is smoking really bad. He is spraying for mosquitoes out there here tonight, as well as the 45 was. But both of them on the pit road. I'm not sure who that is in front of him, though. Somebody else is on pit road as well. It looks like Dan Stuzzi is going to come down pit road as well in the 78 machine.
So Dan Stuzzi already on pit road. A little bit of an unscheduled pit stop, but then again, caution on lap 2 was a little bit unscheduled as well.
It was indeed, as we're looking here at your leader at the moment. It is Mark Walls in the number 29 machine. So again, he is going to lead several laps here, already under caution, going to be leading a few. But definitely pushing the pace car here is what he's doing, actually. Maybe getting a little drafting help from the pace car. But again, caution coming out on about lap 2, thanks to the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. Very impressive, though. He had a very good job of almost saving that, just couldn't quite do it in the end.
And too bad almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That is very true here, as they are still pacing here. We should get the 1 green this time by. We'll take a look here and see if we do. We'll take a look at our sessions. And it looks like maybe a few cars are going to come down pit road already. Nope, they're not. They dove down there, but a little trickery. I thought the 29 was going to come down to pit road here, but he did not do so, of Mark Walls.
Just a little bit of a cleanup session. Chris White, who missed the grid for some reason, needed this caution. It put him on the lead lap.
It did indeed, as they're getting double foul, so he's sitting back in 22nd. But again, no damage. It was just from missing the start. So that's probably not what he planned on doing. You definitely never want to go a lap down, as the lights should go off. There they are. The lights are off, so next time by, we'll get the green flag.
Green flag coming out next time by, so pull on your belt straps a little bit tighter. Get ready, get strapped in. Here we go. Gonna do our first restart on lap 6. Gonna be a good time. They're gonna get this race going. We're not gonna be sitting here for much longer. Next thing you know, everyone's hair is gonna be on fire. We're gonna be so excited, yelling and screaming. Gonna be a good time.
It is indeed. We are under the lights on a Thursday night here at Phoenix International Raceway. Again, renaming it. That's not the official name anymore, but it is here for tonight, as the pace car getting ready to dive off here in just a second, right about there, as they are tightening their belts. And there they go. A green flag back in the air once again. Mark Walls out front. He's got Sean Wallenfels out on the outside. So those two, we watched them in the Xfinity Series battle side by side until the 29 of Mark Walls got a little out of shape and ended up coming across the nose of the of Sean Wallen, or Sean Brightman. So that's unfortunate, but right now it's a different scenario. Very few laps on these tires, but those two still battling just about every week.
The cream tends to rise to the top, and you're going to start. We got one smoking and sideways, big pile up, turn 1.
Andy Vogt getting in this. several cars going around. Let's go back and take a quick look. That was a very early caution there. I wonder if that had something to do with the dog leg or the restart here. We'll see what happened. I know looked like the 36 might have got involved. That is his number. Let's see here right at the start-finish line. Not seeing what happened. Andy Vogt got into the back of the 17. The 02 got collected. Oh, I'm sure who that is. It looks like the 5 possibly. It is indeed. No, the 15 getting involved as well. So several cars getting involved in that. That is unfortunate. Again, Trenton Barrington getting involved. Chris Sherburne getting involved. A lot of great cars involved in that. The 17 of Ryan Maines getting involved. He's on pit road now with heavy damage to that car. Or truck, my bad.
Meanwhile, Sean Brightsman got around Mark Walls, and he's going to be our new race starter. We're going to have a new person starting this race.
Yeah, he is going to be your new leader. He's led 2 laps here compared to 7 for Mark Walls. And we'll see here if anybody's going to come down the pit road. Everybody's down low, so it looks like with 10 laps on the tires, we may see some takers. Well, they're just cutting through there short. I'm not sure. We may not see anybody come down pit road here.
We've only got about 2 laps of green flag racing. You might see some guys at the back of the pack come in, but I doubt we see any of the leaders.
Yeah, definitely none of them. It looks like and there are some in the back coming in. I'm a feeling if we get to at least lap 20, 25, you will see some of these guys coming in for some fresh Goodyear tires. That's probably my guess. They don't want too old tires, but yet, you know, they don't want to lose track position, especially from what we've seen already in this race. There has been 2 cautions already, and they've been at the back of the pack. So, obviously, you do not want to be back there right now. That's where a lot of this battling is going on, and we're going to focus a little bit on that here. So you don't want to be back there in the back of the pack where, you know, chaos is ensuing right now.
No, you want to avoid chaos, especially early on, and we're having some chaos from the front to the back, so the drivers just need to take a breath, settle down, and just know that the track has very little grip, so you gotta back your corners up and take your time around here. Get settled into the rhythm of the race and log some laps, and then start making, you know, some moves and work your way to the front at that point.
Definitely well said here, and we'll see if the lights are going to go off this time on that pace car. If they do, it's a little early here, lap 12 right now. Why not? We have a chance here for a restart. Let's get an early crank it up here, as they're going to get the green flag this next time by.
I do enjoy a little crank it up.
Well, it indeed is a good time for it here. Everyone's going to be bunched up. So we are going to be quiet for here just a minute as they're about ready to get the green flag. So we'll be back here in just a lap or 2 as we're going crank it up style here. They are on the back stretch. So again, just about a half lap, and it will be time for some crank it up. All right, back. Caution coming out once again during the crank it up there a little bit, so we will come back. See if we can figure out who the caution is for this time. As we'll go back through the field here, see what we can find out. And I don't see anyone off pace here. Nobody's on pit road either. So again, not sure what the caution was for. But a caution coming out here. Let's take a look. That is our third caution of the night here for 9 laps. Still 112 laps to go. Again, not sure exactly who it did bring out the caution this time, so we do apologize for that. But everybody is on pace right now. Nobody's on pit road. Nobody's made it to pit road recently here. As we see 2 guys going to be coming down. That is Josh Cushman and John Ottenbacher going to be coming down pit road. So the 2 guys, lone guys out of the front of this field going to be taking pit stops. As it looks like we may have another taker coming in here. That is going to be Doug Hunt going to be coming down as well. Sean Brightsman still out front. He is your race leader right now. He is opting not to come in just yet. So very interesting. Another caution came out very quickly there. So I'm curious how many cautions we're going to have here tonight.
Well, at this race, I'd be curious to know how many green flags we're going to have.
That is true. Again, we were talking to these drivers earlier. This track has no grip in it. So they're fighting this all night as we still have a big chunk of this race to go. We're only on lap 15 right now. Again, it's just goes to show how hard it is to get around this track in these trucks, especially when you just don't have any grip on the track.
The grip is a huge factor for how to get around here. But as I said, when you have this situation, you got low grip track. You got, what do we have, 25 cars, 26 cars that started. A lot of vehicles on the track with low grip. Everyone fighting for position here early. And I really just recommend, just when you're in this situation, all you can do is just sit back, log some laps, find a spot where no one is around you, and just enjoy the drive for a minute and get the feel of the track down.
Indeed, here, so we got at least another lap here. If we can, let's see if we can't get Sean Brightsman in here as we're running on board with him right now. See if we can get his opinion, see what it's like out there.
Mr. Brightsman, this is Charles and KR in the booth. You got your ears on?
Got him on.
How you doing down there?
You know, I'm pretty good. I'm feeling great. I like seeing just the pace car in front of me, and pretty soon not to be the pace car, which I like even better.
Now the pace car has led the most laps so far tonight. Do you think you're going to get a chance to do so yourself?
You know, I think so. I think we're going to get a long run in here. People just got to kind of relax. Everybody's a little antsy on the start here, so we're just kind of got to settle into a groove, and I'm pretty sure we'll start clicking off a nice little green flag run.
All right, well, the start's coming up, so good luck to you, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Again, that was Sean Brightsman. He is running the highway onboard camera here. Throughout the night, we'll try to get some interviews in here with the rest of these guys that are running some onboard cameras with us here, and, you know, possibly a few that are not. But just like he said, and you said, green flag is there, and there it is. Green flag is out. Top 3 back up on the overlays for you. So you can keep an eye on who those top 3 are, just in case we're not up at the front. Excuse me. As they're kind of getting single file there. We're going to have to go a little ways back here before you find any side-by-side. Checking with Jeff Stabnow. Again, we watched him take that damage and spin out. He's up to 8th place, so already bouncing back very quickly.
So Jeff Stabnow bouncing back quickly, but somebody who hasn't bounced at all but has a rocket ship to the front, Carl Burke, started 23rd and is already 5th place.
He is indeed moving up pretty quickly here, as we'll see Brett Johnson putting a good run here in 4th place as well. One I want to keep an eye on again, this whole race is to benefit his son. That is Tom Green. And in that 77, he's actually having a really good run here tonight. In 10th place, he was just in 9th, but again, Chris White finishing, or starting to pass a few more cars. He didn't start the race, went a lap down. He's in a top 10 position right now.
Chris White working his way through the field, missed the grid for some reason, and then that very opening lap caution allowed him to get his lap back, so very fortuitous for him. But now, not very lucky for the rest of the field because he's just gained another spot.
He did indeed, moving to 8th. Again, looks like Scott, just to update, Brad Cornell and Dan Porovich are out of the race, but again, Scott Hutchinson did not start the race here tonight, so maybe having some internet issues here again, so he is not in the race. As we're kind of going through the fields here, checking in with Andy Vogt. Right now he's in 13th, but he may pick up 12th from Brandon Peters as he's going to take it to the dog leg right here. And we'll see if he can come on top. But even going through the dog leg, he didn't pick up too much time on it, but it looks like he is going to get just enough to get by him to take 12th place.
Steve Seelstad, one of the drivers that we saw in the opening lap incident, he also is doing a good job working his way through the field. He's sitting in 14th place right now.
He is indeed. And they, we were talking to Sean Brightsman, he said once they get into a groove, we'll get some green flag run, and we have so far. This is probably the longest green flag run we've had, as everyone has kind of settled in, and they're still racing. They're not settled in and just training, single file training this thing. They are still racing side by side, as Josh Cushman now is going to try to take a position from Steve Seelstad, and he actually does that. So he's another one I want to keep an eye on here as we'll go on board here in just a second here. I'm curious to see while we're watching him on the Sanctuary Studios onboard camera, how much he's doing it, as the caution's going to come out once again.
The 90 machine, Scott Mann, turned around there on the front stretch.
Well, let's go back and take a look, see if he had any help, or did he do it all by himself?
I'm pretty sure I helped him. I'm in the broadcast booth.
Well, this time I was talking, so, it seemed like the other day we had Brandon Kaufman in here, and anytime he would say anything, caution would come out. But this was on me. I was talking this time. And there it is. He just got below the apron and got into the inside wall. Didn't hit it too terribly hard, really. But again, that yellow line, you already don't have any grip. If you go below that yellow line, you have even less. That's exactly what happened to him. He just got down there and got it loose.
That yellow line will really upset most cars here. But the trucks, you can get there. You can get a little brave with it. But unfortunately that time it jumped up and bit him.
It did. And I think I was pretty good on my guess here. 26 laps. I said around 20 to 25. And 26 laps on the tires. Everybody in the front's coming down the pit road. Except for one driver here who's going to be your new leader. That is the 89 of John Ottenbacher.
Ottenbacher, a very stable, very fast driver, very conservative on his tires. If he missed pit road, he's probably a little concerned about it. But also, a move like this doesn't surprise me from someone like him. Been watching him for a while, and he's, like I said, very steady, very smooth on the tires. So I think he's made a very calculated decision. He
has, and he was just in 12 laps ago, so he only has 12 laps on those tires. If you look behind him, Adam Hunt has 17, and Gerald Heffley has 11. So he definitely is out there to lead a lap, I can promise you that. But he doesn't have many tires. It looks like Adam Hunt is going to go to pit road. He may have been out there just trying to lead a lap, realized, John stayed out. I'm not going to lead a lap. I'm going to get some fresh tires. No need in staying out. But again, only 13 laps on those tires, to go 2 or 3 of those under caution. So he did not just stay out to lead a lap. That was kind of bonus. Those tires aren't real worn out. So he's still got some good use out of him.
This is going to be a good example of what could happen at the end of the race. So staying out now, you're taking your gamble early. This is going to allow you to learn a lot of how the tires are going to affect the race, especially if we get a late race caution. So if Ottenbacher can stay out front on 13, 14 lap tires compared to everyone who's got fresh tires, everyone will log that, say, hey, okay, 13 laps, we can hang, but probably not much more than that. So drivers are going to be paying attention to how far through the field he drops, if he drops at all.
Definitely will. And while we have a moment here, we just want to go through real fast to remind you all the sponsors here for the racing. Big shout out to Highway Equipment Company. Again, Highway and a new leader. They're 2 divisions, so big shout out to them. And Sanctuary Studios for sponsoring this series in this race. As well as remind everyone, if you're in chat here tonight, definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new here tonight, and that thumbs up if you like the racing itself here tonight. Oh, and go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, we just got a word in with Chris White over radio chat. He was booted from iRacing at the start. That's why he missed the start. So it wasn't him. iRacing actually kicked him out of the sim on the start. So that is why he did not crid.
Get wrecked.
That is unfortunate. iRacing does not want him to win here tonight, but a good thing he doesn't care, because hey, he's got other plans. As he is sitting currently, take a look if we can find him here. I believe he was fairly high at one point. There he is in 11th place on the lead lap. So iRacing is not going to slow Chris White down, as he's putting a good run together. He'll be back in the top 10 here very quickly.
Now, John Ottenbacher got a great start on that inside line, but Gerald Heffley dropping like a rock here, already in 6th place. Andy Vogt looking to get underneath him in the tin machine, and so Heffley got a little bit of a bad start. Now he's washed way up high, going to lose a lot of ground here.
Yeah, and it didn't take long there. As you see, your new leader is Sean Breitzman. So brand new, fresh tires. He got by Ottenbacher very quickly. Again, those tires are not too worn out on John Ottenbacher. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% confident in saying that tires played a huge factor in Sean Breitzman getting by John Ottenbacher as fast as he did. Breitzman is very fast, but so is Ottenbacher. But again, you know, a combination of Breitzman having a really fast truck here tonight, plus a little bit fresher tires. I think it was probably a combination. I don't think it was necessarily one thing or the other here.
No, Ottenbacher doing a great job holding on to 2nd place here. He's under heavy pressure from the 29 of Mark Walls and the Walls Beard Co. machine. And I'll tell you, looking to the inside here, probably going to make the pass on this corner. And now Ottenbacher looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble getting freight trained here.
Yeah, he's going to get stuck on that outside. That's not where you want to be. He was actually able there to get in line, as I'm thinking that was the 19 of Matt Henry. Let's keep an eye on him for another lap here. Sparks went flying somewhere, but again, I did not see anyone hit a wall. He may be dragging the front splitter on that truck, causing it to throw some sparks up. We'll see as they come out of turn 1 into that dog leg. I really think he may be dragging either that or he got into the back of Mark Walls.
I'm seeing sparks come off of cars, trucks, I should say. If they get anywhere close to the wall, I'm not really sure if they're hit it or if it's a netcode issue, but I've seen it more than once down this front straightaway here.
He very well may have just scraped it ever so slightly, or just got close enough that it thought he did, as there were sparks flying. But look who's working his way back here. We talked about him in practice and in qualifying. David Heath, sitting right now in 5th position in the number 42 machine, and he is working his way through the field. Next on his list to get by is Jeff Stabnow in the 24.
David Heath was one of the fast ones in practice. He qualified second. Here he is inside the top 5.
Yeah, well, very good job, and I have a feeling he may catch up with your leader here if he can get up there and get some green flag runs. It seems like when we get green flag runs, he kind of builds up here, as it looks like Ottenbacher has got his hands full with Jeff Stabnell. Stabnell's going to take 3rd place from him.
Ottenbacher holding on very well on those older tires. I think this gamble has paid off well for him, as he was mired in the middle to back of the pack. But now he's up here inside the top 5. Got a little bit fresher air, got a little more room around him, and able to run some better, cleaner laps. So good gamble on his part.
Yeah, I think he definitely has the truck to be up there. But again, this particular track is as loose it is. There's no grip. Track position is key. He did what he needed to do to get up there. You know, so did those older tires cost him to fall back a little? I would say yes. But at the same time, he did again exactly what he needed to do. Get up there, get the track position. If a caution comes out now, which so far we have seen a couple, he is up front. He can pit with the leaders and stay up front, as we see him scrape the wall and sparks come off that truck as well. But like you said, he's doing a very job. That was a very smart move on his behalf.
We've reached the point where if the caution were to come out, everyone will pit for tires. I don't think anyone's going to take a gamble on this many laps, as I smashed my face into the microphone. It's a good time right there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. As we're about 15 laps, they're really going to want some fresh Goodyear tires on those. But I'm just curious, if a caution was to come out within the next lap or two, I will have about 16 laps on theirs. We may see somebody do another John Ottenbacher and stay out and try to do the same thing he did, get up front. So, you know, depending on how many drivers do what he just did, again in the next caution, you know, that could cycle all these guys that pitted to the back, and then they're stuck in the back. So it's kind of you never know what you really want to do, what is the best strategy. But again, that's why these guys are the best at what they do. They have to strategize, they have to come up with plans, and they have to do this while driving at 150 plus miles an hour.
That's easy. Walk in the park.
I will let them do it. I'm going to stick up here in the booth and do what we do best here at MaxSpeedTV, and that is cover all of the great racing action that these guys have put together.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that you really have to pay attention to is just keeping your truck clean, keeping your nose clean, staying out there, running steady, consistent laps, and running your own race. Don't worry about what's going on necessarily around you, unless you have to try and, you know, avoid an accident or get clear of some crazy person, as David Heath in the 42 diving down underneath Ottenbacher here, so put Heath in 4th.
He is doing a fantastic job, as he's going to get by him. I have a feeling he'll be somebody to deal with here in the closing laps, assuming that he can stay up there with these guys, and I think he can. But again, he was very fast in qualifying. But if we've learned nothing from this league, whether it be this or the Xfinity Series, Sean Breisman, Sean Wallenfels, Jeff Stabnell, John Ottenbacher, and now David Heath as well, Andy Vogt, Chris White, Josh Cushman, those guys, Jeff Stabnell getting in there. You really can never count any of these guys out. One of them will be a winner here again, and they're always going to be up the front.
Caution is out. Looks like William Fletcher possibly.
Yeah, it is indeed William Fletcher and somebody else getting involved in there. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here? It was the 28 of William Fletcher. I heard he had some serious damage. Let's see kind of here what happened to him. Oh, that was the 0-2. Got into the wall hard. Just scraped it. Came right in front of the 28 and just clobbered him here. That was a very hard lick. As he just T-boned him there. Not anything of his fault there to bring that caution out.
Well, unfortunate for all three drivers there involved. Looked like there was a third truck that was involved. But the 0-2 smoking going into pit road here. All kinds of issues.
Indeed. And we do have another taker here. As we'll take a look. Look who decided to stay out and lead a lap. It is going to be the 15 of Chris Sherburne.
Sherburne took a big gamble last time we were watching him on tires and managed to make it work okay.
And this is going to be a different scenario here, though. You know, he had about 12, 13 laps in those. This is 21 laps, so quite a few extra laps here, about 10 to 11 extra laps for Chris Sherburne on those tires. So we'll see. You know, as long as they don't wear out enough that he wrecks, he did a smart thing. That's all that matters. You don't want to wreck. Keep it in one piece. You know, if you lead a lap, which he did just there, so he has already led a lap. All he's got to do is, if they are faster than him when they restart comes out, with 21 laps difference, just let them by. You know, pull it up, let them by. You led your lap, you got your bonus point, and just hang on to as high a position as you can, and wait till the next caution comes out, and be right back on cycle with everybody else.
That would be what I would plan to do, but you know, race car drivers all have different plans.
That they do indeed. So again, it's going to be interesting here. Sean Brightsman has led 36 laps here. We had a fairly long run there for the green flag. Racing is we're actually approaching the halfway point here in just a little bit. Not quite there just yet, but it will be here before you know it if we get another green flag run, as we now have 77 laps to go. Now 76 left in this race.
Just want to make a quick point. I want to point something out. Carl Burke pulled off the track and has gone behind the wall and loaded up.
Oh, unfortunate. Carl Burke, Scott Mann, those are two very good drivers here to be out of this race already. So that's unfortunate for them, as it looks like we're getting ready to get the green flag one more time. Just for this restart here, let's go here. Let's go on board with Jeff Stabno here. Let's see which camera we want to go with here tonight. Why not? Let's just go on helmet cam here with him. Again, riding on board with Jeff Stabno and that new leader on board camera here tonight. As there it is, pace cars diving off, and there it is. Green flag is back out. So again, we're riding on board here with Jeff Stabno. Just kind of see how much he's fighting this car, if he's fighting it at all.
Stabno's a good, smooth driver. He did have his issue on the opening lap coming out of turn 4, but looks like he gathered himself in very well. Now he's back in third place.
He definitely is indeed, as we're switching here to our roll bar camera so we can see him and that wheel. He's not fighting it as much as he used to be, or he was earlier. To know that he spun out earlier, he is not fighting that wheel near like he was. So definitely not doing, or doing a lot better, but a caution's going to come out once again.
The 22 machine of Adam Hunt, very slow. Looks like he was the one that helped participate in this caution.
Oh, go back and take a look here. Again, the 22 of Adam Hunt. Again, we'll confirm if it was him here bringing out the caution. or not, if he had any help, if he did it all by himself, if it was even him. That's what we're going to see now. And it looks like him and the O2 just kind of barely touched. I'm not even sure they really touched at all, but got side by side, and the side draft there spun the 22 around.
So the 22 backed it into the wall there. It's got some damage. So looks like he's going to stay out for the time being. Don't know if he's used his fast repair. Hard to keep track of that, but you know, it looks like some minor damage, so if he made a pit stop, it probably could get it somewhat hammered out.
He probably could indeed. See if we got a minute here. Let's see if we can pull Chris White into the booth. Again, we were talking to him earlier on Race Hero, but let's see if we can't get him in here and get a quick word in with him.
Chris White, you got your ears on, sir?
Uh-oh, Chris White, this booth, you got a copy. Well, there we do see his mic keying up, but may having some mic issues here tonight. That is unfortunate. But we're just going to have a word with him if we could, but looks like having some technical difficulties with the radio here tonight. Well, Chris, if you can hear us, hopefully we'll see you here at the end of the race. Good to see you bouncing back from being kicked out, sitting in 4th place. But we'll let you get back down there again. Hopefully we'll get that radio issue fixed here. But again, congrats on that, as it looks like he might be on pit road here. Nope, he's not. He's outside pit road. But again, we'll get you back to your channel here, as we're going to get back to racing. That was unfortunate. We had Chris here, but it looked like he might have been having some radio problems, just unable to communicate with us here. So that is unfortunate, but he's doing a fantastic job considering iRacing kicked him out of the server, and he is back here sitting in 4th place.
He fought. He had severe adversity, and he's fought back from it and sitting in 4th. Fortunately for him, like we said, we've had the yellows that he needed on that opening lap, put him on the lead lap.
Yeah, and to just speak how lucky it was that he was able to get back in here before that caution came out. Had he come in here after it came out, he wouldn't have got the lucky dog. So he got in here before the caution came out, got his lap back very quickly. So again, that is just, you know, the best luck you could probably have, because the caution came out on lap 2, so he had to get back in here very quickly, and he did just that, and was able to get in here and come out, get the lucky dog, get his lap back, and he may have a shot to win this race.
Chris White, as long as he's on track and on the lead lap, always has a shot at the race win. Jeff Stabnow is out there as well, along with Mark Walls and Sean Breitzman. So any one of these 4 drivers, man, you got to bring your A game to beat these guys.
Yeah, you really do. And some of these guys are going to do it here tonight. I think a lot of people brought that A game, as a pace car is diving off once again. There it is, green flag back in the air here. Again, this is anybody's game, as we still have plenty of laps to go. We're only on lap 57 of 125 here tonight.
David Heath making a move underneath Chris White here. Gonna get it done, sail it off into turn 3.
He indeed is. Followed by Mark Walls right now in 2nd. Jeff Stabnow. Again, as far as a top 3 goes, you could not get a more stacked top 3. Those guys are probably the top 3 guys here as far as being competitive goes, and how competitive these guys are here. Take a look real fast. We don't want to block the race, but you have out of the top 6, 3 of those guys are in the top of this race right now. Out of the top 6 drivers, or top 10, 3 are 1, 2, and 3 right now. So they are set to have a fantastic points night if they can stay where they are.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to be the points leader coming out of tonight, especially with a 5-point difference between Mark Walls and Jeff Stabnow.
Yeah, it definitely is. And the thing is, as they run right now, it should be about a 1-point difference, I believe, in favor of the 29 of Mark Walls. Maybe more than that. Maybe he may gain 2 points on him. He has led a lap here. He's actually led 7, whereas Jeff Stabnow, I do not believe, has led any laps here. As we'll pull up the driver bar. He has not. He has led 0 laps here. So he doesn't have any bonus points racked up at the moment. So he definitely needs to get by the 29 and try to, you know, kill any gain that Mark Walls is going to get on him here in the point standings after the end of this race.
The points are always something to keep in mind, but my philosophy is just go out and win as many races as you can. Points will set themselves.
They definitely will do that here. And speaking of doing good and trying to get the win here, John Ottenbacher's kind of falling back now to 7th position. Right now, everybody, excuse me, in the top 14 right now have 14 laps on their tires. So everyone pretty much on a very even playing field right now as far as tires go.
That most recent caution did allow John Ottenbacher to get on the same pit cycle, as all the main leaders, and it was beneficial for him. But he is sitting in 7th place now. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Was watching the 17 and the 46 here, kind of in the back of the pack. They almost had a moment.
We'll keep back here too and see. That is Bruce
or 36, sorry.
Ryan Maines, he's already been involved in one wreck here today. I don't think it was of his own fault, but again, he was involved in a early incident here early in the race. But he is sitting right in 16th place right now, as he's going to get by the 36 of Bruce Lawson here. So we'll see. Ryan Maines trying to get in there as well. That's a good group of guys battling right there. Back for about 15th position with the, even actually 14 with Trenton Barrington getting into the mix.
Ryan Maines has been 2 laps down at one point in this race. Managed to get both laps back. Here he is trying to fight and find a way back up to the front. He
is indeed. And again, to update everyone here, you're watching a battle right now for about 14th position. But Chris Sherburne, 1 lap down, but he is on the track, which is very interesting. He's led 1 lap, but now he's 1 lap down. So he is fighting his way, trying to stay on in the position to get his lap back. He is the only car 1 lap down at the moment. William Fletcher is in this group we were just talking about here in the 28. He's actually 3 laps down, but it looks like he has his truck repaired and back out on the track. But he's in the middle of this group here. With
got one, saved it.
Again, in the middle of this group, laps down, but he's hanging in there. Again, as you were talking about a car trying to go around, but he saves it. So good job for somebody up there to do so. But Sean Brightsman still out front, but Mark Wall's not giving it up without a fight. He is all over the back bumper of Brightsman.
So Mark Walls has tracked down Sean Brightsman. Might be ready to make a move this lap, with 2 coming up. So putting the pressure on him here as he goes into 1 and 2. Down this dog leg is going to dive it. Both of them dive way down on the dog leg. Caution is out.
And it's going to be for Adam Hunt. Stopped sideways on the track. Take a look here. Again, 22 of Adam Hunt. Not sure what happened to him here. As we're watching the replay, he was all by himself. Didn't have anyone around him. I'm not sure if he just broke loose or if he caught someone or someone got him. It's right there. It is. Just gets it turned around. Oh, and a hard lick to the outside wall. A good job. Oh, but he gets hit by the 12. He gets hit by Jason Hunt. I give you, those two are the brothers, I do believe. So his own brother gets into him. Again, no fault of him. He just had nowhere to go. So that is unfortunate if you get hit. But to get hit by your own family member here in the same race, that is never what you want.
No, and it makes for an interesting time come Thanksgiving dinner when everyone gets all together and you look at each other going, "You crashed into me."
It does indeed, and then I'm sure that conversation will go, "Well, you were stopped on the track anyway." So, very interesting dinner there, Thanksgiving. But it looks like we're going to see everyone come down pit road. But as the trend continues, look who stayed out. We have Steve Silstad in the 45, going to be staying out this time. Again, we always have one person that's going out here to lead a lap. And this time it is a new leader here, as he hasn't led a lap yet, but the 45 of Steve Silstad going to lead his first lap.
The 15 machine getting the wave around of Chris Sherburne. So Sherburne getting one lap back.
That is definitely good for him, so he'll be back on the lead lap. So the only car that is currently off the lead lap here, actually, never mind, it was the only car, was, I believe, the 28 of William Fletcher. He's still 3 laps down, but Jason Hunt now 3 laps down as well. Trenton Barrington 1 lap, and Brandon Peters as well as Adam Hunt are now out of the race.
We're on a lap. What lap are we on? Hold on. 72. We're on lap 72 of 125, so we're over halfway. And the field, the herd, whatever, it's getting thinner. Guys are getting a little bit more room to run. And the race is starting to shape up in Mark Walls' favor, as he's going to be out front on the outside lane. Steve Silstad on some older tires going to be on the inside, and that's going to hold up that inside line. I think Steve has got too old of tires to really get a good restart here, so I expect Mark Walls to have the lead by the time they send it off into turn 1.
It'd be interesting here, and again, Jeff Stabnow right behind his teammate in 3rd place. So that's going to be very interesting here. So we have just a minute. You want to run through our top 5 real fast?
Our top 5 right now are Steve Silstad, Mark Walls, Jeff Stabnow, David Heath, and Chris White.
Again, those are your top 5 after 72 laps completed, as we are just, again, about ready to get the green flag. And for anyone tuning in here tonight, you are watching the Sergeant Adam Kangas 150 presented by Sanctuary Studios. Definitely, this is a fundraiser kind of race, awareness for Tom Green's son, who was injured very badly doing a job. So again, we're trying to raise money for him. So if you go below the race here, look in the links in the description. You will see that if you want to donate. And if you do, it doesn't have to be anything big as the green flag comes out. Definitely put it in chat, say, yes, I donated, whatever. You can do it anonymously, that's fine too. But if you can, definitely help him out there. It's going to a very good cause. Again, green flag is out, so back to the racing action as Steve Silstad still hanging on to the lead. But it looks like Mark Walls is going to give him a run for his money here as we put the top 3 on, as they're side by side. And here comes 24, Jeff Stabnow, trying to get in the mix as well.
So Steve Silstad holding on to that bottom lane. Did a great job as the yellow comes right back out.
Oh, and it's several cars. Andy Vogt and just about the 46 of Brightsman almost got into it. Let's see how close it was.
77 machine smoking as well, Tom Green. John Brightsman, the 12 is smoking again. The 12 was just in the last accident we had.
So cautions breed cautions here, as we'll see what happened here. So that is unfortunate. It looks like Tom Green is done for the night. Again, we were just talking about, there it is, Andy Vogt and the 19 getting together, and then several cars getting involved. And look how close your one of your leaders, Sean Brightsman, he has led 58 laps, and he thought he was clear of the wreck, and then looked like Andy Vogt just was still rolling, rolled right in front of him, and he had to lock the truck up to not run into him, or that could have devastated his night here.
Yeah, Brightsman trying to get it woed up, trying to get around or through everything. Not only was it in front of him happening, but all the cars that were behind him were charging up. So Brightsman lucky on several fronts.
He was indeed. Looks like Mark Walls is out front once again. This is his 10th lap, so I know I'm pretty sure we can get him in here. So let's see if we can't get Mark Walls in here and see how this track's feeling.
Mr. Walls, you got your ears on.
10-4.
Well, kind of curious, you know, we were hearing in practice there wasn't any grip out here. How much grip has been laid down? Has it gotten any better, or is this track still like being on ice skates right now?
No, you know what? This new leader, Chevy Silverado, number 29 machine, we found some grip. I think the more we run around this track and lay down rubber, there's a groove that starts coming in, you know, going into 3 that's real good. Definitely suits our drive off. So I think we're getting more grip to this thing.
Well, that is good that you explained where you got it, because we were talking earlier. We were wondering if you might have been having to go through tech for some tire doping or something. See if you found some secrets that other people didn't know about. Obviously, just having a little fun at your expense, but you're doing a fantastic job up here at the front. You got your teammate right behind you, and Jeff Stabnow. So you're looking forward to see if y'all may get a 1-2 finish here.
Yeah, we're gonna try, but I know we're both as greedy for race wins as one another. So when it comes down to the end, I know he's not gonna hold back. So
well,
no holds barred.
If it's anything like he says, he doesn't win, so you probably got this in the bag if you can stay out there. You know, he always says he doesn't get wins, but we'll see. You two are going to drag it out here until the end. It looks like we're just about ready to go racing again, so we'll get you back to your channel there, and with any luck, we'll see you here in the top 3 or even in victory lane here in a little bit.
10-4.
And that was a quick interview here with Mark Walls. Again, he is running the new leader Chevrolet here tonight. Also, both of them sponsored by Walls Beard Co. Again, that is his company. So, hey, if you're looking to get any awesome beard products, if you got a nice looking beard you want to take care of, check them out. Look up Walls Beard Co. I believe it's .com, but you can always Google it and find them, as they have some great products for men's beards.
I wonder if I should give him a contact. Maybe he'd want to work a deal with MaxSpeedTV where we broadcast his races.
Well, you never know. I don't have a beard. I just shaved one off, but you know, I got some peach fuzz growing. I wonder if they got anything for that.
Yeah, they do. It's called whiskey.
Well, it was there at one point. I don't need it to grow any faster than it already does, but looks like the lights are up here, so you know, we're about ready to go green flag racing again.
Mark Wall is going to have control of the field here when the pace car pulls off. And there we go, and this car is getting on the throttle, the 29 machine with the 24 on the outside. Then these two are going to tuck in here. It's a front row, quick to get single file. And everyone else is fighting for some grip, some room to run, and 4th, 5th, and 6th.
They are indeed, as these guys are duking it out now. We're over halfway here as we're looking at our laps remaining. Only 46 laps remaining. We have completed 79, fixing to be 80 right there at the line. So we're over halfway done with this race. And these guys are starting to get a little more aggressive here, it looks like, as we almost saw contact between the 36 and the 17. And weren't you just talking? I think we almost had contact between them two earlier.
Yeah, they're racing hard against one another. Wow, I can talk. but while they've been racing hard, they've worked their way through the field as well.
They really have, as they're right now sitting in sixth and seventh right now. And doing a fantastic
61's gone into the wall.
Take a look, as we can get to him. Caution is out, and that truck is smoking. Never mind, that's just all the smoke from the tires going across. Let's take a look. I would be willing to guess we're not going to see anyone come down pit road with 12 laps. So we'll see. They were just there again about 11 laps ago. See what happens to the 61. Did he have any help from the 19? Or did he just kind of go around on his own? Oh, I am not sure what happened there. Let's go back and take another look at that. Did you get a good shot at that as to what happened? Watch it. It just breaks loose here in a minute. If you watch that, he had nobody anywhere near him. All of a sudden, that truck just breaks loose right into the outside wall. That was an extremely hard hit there. Again, what a lick is. I mean, it's a wonder that car will ever run. As he's on pit road, I don't think it's going to run again.
No, that thing looks like it's toast. Gerald Heffley on pit road took a tow, so we'll find out here in a few minutes if he had a quick repair left to use or if he's done for the night.
Unfortunately, I have a feeling he is done. That was just way too hard of a lick to not be done. And I don't know if we have him here in TeamSpeak with us to get a word in with him. I do not believe we have him here. So that is unfortunate that we don't have him here. But regardless whether we have him or not, probably one of the hardest licks we've seen here tonight. Something had to have broke in the steering of that truck to hit the wall that hard.
It definitely looked like it lost some grip. Might have drove it in a little hard, and then when he tried to catch it, overcorrected and shot it into the wall. But I'll tell you, we got 16 cars, 16 trucks on the lead lap right now. And looks like the last 5-6 cars on the lead lap have all come down pit road.
They indeed have. So at this point, you're seeing some different strategies start to play out. So your top, what is it, about 8 cars here? Yeah, 8 cars, 14 laps. Right behind them, Sean Brightsman and Matt Henry, 8 laps, as well as Steve Silstad. Everybody else behind them, 1 lap. So really kind of 3 different strategies playing out here tonight. The question is, which one of them is the winning strategy?
Won't know till the fat lady sings, and gonna sing a real nice song for one person tonight.
She is indeed. As we'll look here, it seems like as good a time as any. So looks like we're about to get the one to go here. Taking a look at our cautions, 41 laps to go. Gonna be 40 now. Why not? At least we can get one more time in here. Might as well go crank it up at least one more time here tonight. So again, they're about half a lap, and we're going to go crank it up style one more time.
The 29 machine of the Walls Beard Co., driven by Mark Walls, going to be the one to give us our restart. Jeff Stabnow will be outside of him. So not much has changed since our last restart. Dad's going to go at it again. It's going to be a good time, especially with the crank it up.
It is indeed. Well, they are getting ready for it here, so we're going to go silent for just a lap or two here as we're getting ready for crank it up. So we'll be right back here in just a lap or two. we are back here. Caution coming out once again. Let's go take a look. And it looks like William Fletcher is going to be involved. Let's go back and take a look. Alright, and again, I'm not sure what happened here. What indeed brought the caution out here. And you see William Fletcher coming out of pit road. I don't think he was involved here, actually. We're trying to find out what brought the caution out. That's, let's go back here a little bit more. There we go. So it didn't go back quite far enough. He was already on pit road here. Take a look here and see what happened. He was already on pit road there. Let's see, it was in the back of the field back here. Let's see just what happened. Something happening back here around Doug Hunt. Again, we'll see what happened here in just a second. This kind of all transpired right up in here. Let's see if we can find out what indeed did happen. Happened on the front stretch. There must have been one more lap here, folks. Again, just trying to figure out what happened here in the field, as we have a lot of drivers off pace. There it goes right there. And Andy Vogt looks like he got involved. A lot of drivers getting involved in there. Jason Hunt getting involved. So many drivers getting involved in that caution once again. Several drivers, as we have about, say, 18 left on the lead lap now. It's going to be 17.
So the field's really starting to get thinned out right now. And really not affecting Mark Walls a whole lot. He's sitting pretty out front.
He is indeed sitting really good. Both him and his teammates sitting up there. But again, the one I want to keep an eye on still is that 42 of David Heath. He has proven over and over again that he is someone to be reckoned with here in the race tonight, as he's sitting in third place right now. Chris White, I really think he has a fast truck here tonight, but he's kind of, he hit 4th, 5th place, and once he got up there, he kind of hit a brick wall. Per se. I mean, he's definitely got a very fast truck, but I just don't know if he has the truck here tonight to get, a win. Definitely, I think he'll get a top 3. He'll probably get by David Heath if he can, but I just don't know if anybody has anything for those two new leader Chevrolets here tonight.
Those two new leader Chevrolets are on rails lap after lap. The only one, like you're saying, Chris White, might be one that I add to that list that has a shot at him. David Heath, Chris White sitting in row 2.
They are indeed. Pardon me, that losing my voice here a little bit tonight. Looks like indeed lights are off, so we're already getting ready to get the green flag once again. So we'll see here. Take a quick look before we go green. 34 laps to go. So we're going to be at 33 laps when we get the green flag.
Mark Walls on pole here for this. Pace car pulling off. There he goes, getting a good jump over Jeff Stabnow. Stabnow might lose a little bit of ground to David Heath on this restart.
He will, and it looks like he's going to gather it back up. You're right, he lost a little bit of time, but he somehow gathered it back up. So we'll see, can they go 1-2 for the new leader Chevrolets here tonight with Mark Walls and Jeff Stabnow? Or can one of these guys right behind him, David Heath, Chris White, or Sean Brightsman, who's sitting in 5th position, as he almost got involved in that last caution. So he has just about been run over twice here tonight. So right now he's doing a fantastic job as he's going to get by Chris White to take 4th position. So a good run for him. He's also had to face some adversity here tonight. as almost getting involved in multiple wrecks.
John Ottenbacher sitting in 6th place. Had that gamble on tires earlier, kind of paid off for him. Ooh, as we got one going around.
Sean Brightsman. Well, just talking about him working his way up, now he's going to fall back, as it looks like he's going to be the cause of the caution. So let's go back and take a quick look. So again, he may have just got loose here. I don't think he had any help from Chris White behind him. Again, you are watching Sean Wallenfels. Let's see if he had any help. I don't think he did. Nope, right there, just goes around all by himself. Chris White almost got into the back of him while he was going around. But he did a good job of saving it. He didn't hit anything, so awesome job to save that truck from hitting anything once he spun it around.
No contact, kept it all off the wall. And it looks like no one's coming down to pit road yet either.
No, nobody here with 25 laps on these tires. It looks like our first taker is going to be Sean Brightsman, of course, but those tires have got to be flat spotted at this point. That was a long slide, so he's got to come down and get some fresh tires. And it kind of scares me for him a little bit. Again, he's been in the back here. He's managed to work his highway, I believe it's a Toyota here tonight, back to the front. But tonight, I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it. He's had several cautions here that he's almost been involved in, so being in the back is not the best spot for him right now.
No, and with each successive caution, you run less and less green flag laps, meaning you can't pass anybody. So he's very limited on the amount of time he has now to get to the front of the field.
He really is. So he's got to be on his A game to get up there and stay up there if he wants to, you know, get a good position out of here. He's got to finish well, as we're riding right now on the front bumper of Jeff Stabnow, right behind the pace car, and his teammate Mark Walls. Like I said, he's got to make every position has to count now. As we're closing in on the 100 lap mark, we'll probably go green with about 25 to go.
25 laps to go. This is going to be about the time when, if another caution comes out, you might see a lot of people take tires, you might not. It's going to be really interesting, because if the caution comes out and there's only a handful of laps left, I think it's going to really split the field up between tires and, you know, new tires and old tires.
I definitely would agree with that here. It's going to be a very interesting call. Who takes what? I would imagine with 25 to go, if we have another caution here in the next 5 to 8 laps, I would say, you're going to see somebody come down to pit road and try to see maybe if they can get those fresh tires. Anything after 5 to 8 laps, I think all bets are off. They're going to stay out here and run on these old tires because nobody wants to lose any track position at this point.
Now, track position is very important, and you know, Mark Wall is doing a great job holding on to the best track position spot he could find. Happens to be first place.
Yeah, it definitely is. And so we'll take a look here at our cautions real fast. 11 cautions, so quite a few cautions here tonight for 41 laps of the 99 that we're about to complete. So we actually have completed more under green than we have yellow, so that is good. It's going to be 26 to go. There it is. Green flag is back out. So again, looks like we're going to have Mark Walls. So he kind of went up there and then kind of dimed it into the corner, as he has a nice little lead right now of .333 over his teammate of Jeff Stabnow. But here comes David Heath, going to try to make a move for second place, but just couldn't quite complete it. Almost got into the 24.
Stabnow hanging very tough on the outside right now. And he's got to hold on for all he can. Got to wait for a mistake to happen so he can get back into that bottom lane.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get that spot. Second place finish would be awesome finish for the points, but here comes Chris White. And look who else is coming into the picture now. John Ottenbacher coming back. He is side by side with Chris White, trying to take fourth position from him, as they're going to drag race to the line for fourth position.
Chris White going to concede it to John Ottenbacher, and then that will allow both of them to get single file, not battle each other, and try and close up the gap here to third place.
Will indeed, but look at just in front of them. Looks like David Heath there for a second. Didn't catch it, just a glimpse of it in front of him. He tried to make it too wide to try to get by Jeff Stabnow for second place. The caution's going to come out once again, and it's going to be several cars involved. Let's go back and take a look. We have one car. It is Sean Brightsman once again involved in a caution at the back of this field. Sean Brightsman once again the victim of something back here in the back. This has not been his day at the back of this field.
A fast truck struggling in the back. Never a good combination.
No, and I'm not sure from that angle if the O2 got into him or if he got into the O2. But again, the O2 of Trenton Barrington getting involved. He doesn't have a whole lot of damage to that truck. But he got together with Trenton Barrington and then got pinned to the outside wall backwards, as he's going to fall all the way to 17th, the last truck on the lead lap here.
I watched the replay pretty close, and it looked like Brightsman just lost the rear end just a little bit, tried to catch it, but just ran out of room with the O2 of Trenton Barrington underneath him.
Now that is unfortunate. And hang on, give us here just a second. Let's go back and watch Chris White here. This is under caution, didn't bring out the caution. Watch what Chris White did here just at the end of pit road here, as that was actually a little bit late. Let's go back a little bit further here. Watch him if you watch about 30-40 seconds back. Watch the little trickery he's trying to pull on these people as we're coming up on pit road. He dives off here, makes people think he's going to come down pit road, and then dives off at the last minute. The 36 tries to follow him, but he too gets out in time. So Chris White pulling some little trickery there here in the race, trying to get people behind him to sneak in to the pits here, but nobody fell for it. So good job to try to trick people in there. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to play head games with some of these drivers and see if you can't psych them out a little bit.
Coming up on about 20 laps to go right now, and nobody took tires this time, and I really feel that the drivers are concerned about getting into getting any green flag laps to run here at the end. Our front leaders have been out there for 35 laps. The top 5, top 6 cars all have the oldest tires, and they're I don't know, I'd have a hard time pitting right now myself with all the yellows that we've been having tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I'd come in. I just don't know. You know, some of these 35 laps haven't been run under green. That being said, Matt Henry only has 29 on his, so you know, if these tires do fall off quite a bit in the last half of this run, he could be your winner here tonight. And we hadn't talked about him a whole lot. But again, you know, if they do fall off, he stands a good chance, as he's got about 6 less laps on his tires than your top 5 drivers.
Matt Henry, we're going to keep an eye on him. Lights have gone out on the pace car, so the field's going to start forming up 2 by 2 here.
And in this restart here, more paying attention to this than any restart we've had here As we'll take a look, 12 cautions, 19 laps to go is all remain. You know, that's exactly why these guys are making those gutsy calls to stay on in these 35, 36 lap tires. Instead of going in, I figured they would with about, if you had about 25 laps, 30 you normally go in, but not in the closing laps here with 18 to go when we take the green. These guys are staying out for that reason. They want that track position, but 36 laps on those tires. If somebody spins or somebody gets sideways, spins those tires, this could spell disaster for the front of this field.
It sure could. Sean Brightsman on fresh tires going to be restarting 15th here.
There it is. Green. The flag is out. And again, a pretty good start there considering those tires are so old. Everyone really took it kind of slow. It looks like nobody was trying to press any issues too hard. We'll see. Can those 35, now 37 lap tires hold up to the rest of this field? But again, we're going to keep an eye on Matt Henry. He's sitting in 4th place right now, too. He's the, you say, the least old tires on the track right now as far as the top 5 driver goes. So I really want to give him a shot. I think he may have something for him here in the closing laps.
We got to get there first, and Henry making some moves to get up there. So is David Heath. David Heath holding on to his 4th spot.
He is indeed. But again, Mark Wall's out front. He's been out front now for 43 laps. And it's going to be close. I don't think if Walls can stay out front for the rest of this race, he will pass Brightsman. He's led 58 laps. As a caution is going to come out once again. And it's going to be for Bruce Lawson bringing out this time. Oh, just getting it loose. Let's go back another 20 seconds or so here. See if he had any help.
He got lost it on the transition, but on the dog leg there.
Oh, yeah, and he got into the wall right before that, too. Took out the wall. It didn't help him any at all as he got into the outside wall. Just barely scraped it, but again, with no grip, just any little sort of anything to get that car out of shape is not what you want to do, as he is going to pack it up. He is done here for the night.
So 27 cars started tonight's race. And we're currently looking at 18 cars still on track. Trenton Barrington sitting on pit road. He's been on pit road for the last 5-6 minutes now, so he is getting extensive damage repair. So we got 17 cars, 16 cars on track now.
Yeah, that would be about correct here, as the 28's going to get one of his laps back. But real fast while we are under caution, big shout out to all the sponsors here. Highway Equipment Company and our Highway Equipment Company, one of those branches is Highway and New Leader Sanctuary Studios for sponsoring this series. We want to get all of the those guys big shout out on the MaxSpeedTV side of things. Of course, SimSpeedShop.com, HRE Motorsports, Elite 7 Racing, and of course Ohio IndyCar League. We do have a few more 3-month codes from virtualtoreality.tv before we have 0 remaining. So if you're looking to get into iRacing, definitely hit us up, as we have just a few more remaining of those before those are all gone. So definitely hit us up in this race. For anyone that's tuning in here tonight, this is the Sergeant Adams Adam Kangas 150. If you look in the description down below this race or the stream, there is actually a link down there for donations. Again, we are here raising money for Adam Kangas, who was the son of Tom Green. Had an injury on a job he was doing, pretty bad, messed up. So definitely, if you have anything you can donate, whether it's $1, $2, $5, whatever it is, definitely donate to that to help out. That is what we are here for tonight, along with some great racing, of course. So if you can, do that. If you can't, that's fine too. Definitely thanks for tuning in. If you like the race here tonight, definitely hit that subscribe button if you have not before, and as well hit that thumbs up if you like the racing here tonight. That being said, it looks like the lights are off, so we're about ready to go racing once again.
Well, we're coming up on about 10 laps to go. Mark Walls sitting right where he wants to be, where he has been for the last few restarts, in control of the field. But John Ottenbacher sneaking his way up into 3rd place now. So this is going to be interesting. He's going to be one to watch here in these closing laps.
He is indeed, as you're right. It'll be 11 laps to go when we get the green. Oh, this is going to get very interesting very quickly here at these closing laps, as everybody trying to bid their way to get a win here tonight. Can Mark Walls, I believe you said earlier, this will be 3rd win in a row for the trucks if he can get the win here, or can Jeff Stabenow get another win here tonight?
There we go. Stabenow driving in deep into turn 1. Made it stick, gained a lot of ground on Mark Walls there. So Stabenow ready to make his move. And on the outside, David Heath around John Ottenbacher.
He is indeed. And I have a feeling what these guys are waiting on here is it's going to be 10 to go at the line for Mark Walls. They are going to have to wear those tires out. They're going to have to send it here, per se. And they're really going to wear those tires out to try to get by. So they want to do it with just enough laps to get by, but not enough laps for somebody to do the same thing back to them. So that's what these guys are waiting on here with 10 to go. It's going to be 9 at the line. I'm still not 100% confident that Mark Walls is going to get the win here. You know, Jeff Stabenow very well could do it. As here comes John Ottenbacher. He got back by David Heath. He is currently running in 3rd position. He may have a run at it here in the next few laps.
John Brightsman just broke into the top 5. This guy is on very fresh tires compared to the rest of the field. He's got 12 laps on his. Everyone in front of him's got 46. So Brightsman charging hard through the field, but his time is getting limited, and the caution has come out once again.
This time it's going to be for Dan Astuzzi involved, as well as Doug Hunt. So let's go back and take a quick look and see what happened.
This caution is definitely not what Sean Brightsman wanted. He was charging hard there. Had a great run going. Might even had a shot at the lead.
We'll see. It's definitely not what he needed, but on the plus side, we will go racing again.
We will go racing again, but it's going to be very hard for Brightsman to jump a couple rows on this restart, and he's only going to have about 2 laps to get it done.
He is indeed, and as for the caution, it looks like Doug Hunt just spun out trying to avoid Dan Astuzzi. So both of them just independent spins, and they were right there together, but again, just trying to avoid hitting each other. Both of them spinning out. So we'll go back up to the front here. So I'm not a betting man, but I will bet on this. You won't see anybody coming in those top 10.
No, but I don't see how. Man, it's going to be tough because Sean Brightsman's sitting right there. He's on those fresh tires. They know he's on those fresh tires. You kind of made your bed at this point, and you just gotta accept your fate here, and throw the dice and let them fall where they may, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of do. We're gonna have to keep an eye on him here. Interesting. Brightsman was by Heath, but Heath looked like he may have got by him just at the last minute here before that caution came out. So, that's not a lot. One spot. What is one spot? It's a lot. With a 3 or 4 lap shootout here coming up, that is one more spot that he has to get by. You know, it's not a lot if you're looking at David Heath. You know, okay, I might lose that spot, but that means the world to Mark Walls, Jeff Stabnow out front. You know, if they have that extra padding between him on those fresh tires and them up front.
You know, if you want to be really technical about it, 5th place versus 4th place, that's a different row altogether. That is a whole nother truck length and a half that Sean Brightsman essentially has lost.
It really is. And I really think he might have something up here for him. I just don't know if he has the time to do it. He's definitely got a fast truck. He's led 58 laps here. As again, I think Mark Walls, if he can stay in the lead, he will surpass him for the most laps led. But again, right now, it is Sean Brightsman who has led the most laps in this race of 58. It's now 54 for Mark Walls. But he just hasn't had the luck he's needed here tonight. He's had the speed, but he's just been caught up in stuff every time he gets a good run and ends up pushing him back to the back. And this really is his last hurrah here to try to get up to the front and get this win.
Sure is. Lights are out on the pace car. Field formed up very nicely. Very nice. I like it a lot. Here we go one more time. Should be the final restart today. Watch that 46 black, red, yellow machine. This guy's going to try and make some moves out of desperation here. He wants to make this win.
He does indeed. Everybody trying to bid for the win. Here's the green flag is back out. 4 laps to go here in your race. As you see the 29 of Mark Walls shoot up to the top, and he's going to dive it into the quarter. Again, he's out front and he's putting together here run, but here comes his teammate in the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. Again, he's trying to get there, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do it here. But again, he's still got 3 laps to do it when they cross the line. Again, right there, 3 laps to go. As right now it is Mark Walls, Jeff Stabnow, John Ottenbacher, Sean Brightsman, and then David Heath, as Brightsman did get by Heath here with 3 to go, and he's all over the back bumper of Ottenbacher's. He looks like he is actually going to pass him, so Brightsman now to 3rd place.
Jeff Stabnow going to wash up a little bit. That's going to let Brightsman right on through. John Ottenbacher going to follow Brightsman. And that has put Mark Walls square in the sights of Sean Brightsman.
Is indeed 2 laps to go. Caution coming out. That is a lifesaver for Mark Walls. I don't know if he would have been able to hold him off.
No, there was no way. Sean Brightsman was coming hard and heavy. And I don't think that the tires would have allowed Mark Walls any sort of defensive action against the charge that Sean Brightsman was coming with.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that. And we'll get them here. We'll see what Mark Walls has to say in the post-race show here. But it is the final lap now, so we are not going racing again. This race is unofficially over here as soon as they cross the line, unless by some freak chance Mark blows up or something. Which this far in the race, I don't think it's going to happen. So he is unofficially your official winner here, as the checkered flags are waving once again here for another exciting night of racing. As again, checkered and yellow waving at the same time, and right there will be your race winner, Mark Walls. So he's going to go do some celebrating. He definitely earned the win here. He led 59 laps. Brightsman led 58, so he led 1 more lap. That's all he needed to do. He did get the win, unfortunately under caution, but again, we both, I think, would agree. I don't know if he'd have won that if we'd have stayed green.
No, Sean Brightsman had a head of steam, was coming full force, but the caution coming out and ruining what could have been an epic battle towards the finish. Mark Walls led a lot of laps, a very dominant truck. If not for differing tire strategies, I think the battle between Walls and Brightsman would have stayed the same. Even if they were on the same tires, those two were going to battle it out no matter what.
Yeah, they really were. As we're watching Mark Walls do some donuts, we'll be right back here, folks, in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with your post-race show. All right, we are back here, folks, with your post-race show. Again, we just caught up with Jeff Stabnow, or KR did anyway, so KR, we'll let you get a quick interview in with third place here.
Jeff Stabnow, you finished in third place here tonight, had a great truck, always at the front of the pack here, and by always, I mean except for that little mistake you made on the opening lap. Give us a little bit of rundown of your race.
Oh man, what a first of all, what an awesome set there. Mark hit on something there at the end of our last practice, and our set was just stellar, as you could probably see. But no, that first lap there, I was kind of watching some guys beside me, behind me, worried that they were driving it in a little hard, and I just totally missed the guys checking up in front of me, and tires weren't very hot yet, and I went and stabbed a brake, and it just got loose. I ended up hitting the wall, and I think we got Dan Stussy there. Felt pretty bad about that. Had to use the fast repair one lap into this race and go to the back. Really wanted to hit some long runs. This set was amazing on the long run. I guess it did all right on the short runs. I was a little nervous coming through that field, but once we got up front, it was pretty good. I wish I'd have had a little bit more from Mark. He was just getting off the corners a little better than me, and Don had those fresh tires at the end. I drove the heck out of it, but there was no holding them off.
Yeah, we saw Sean Brightsman charging through. Was there any team orders from Mark Walls saying, hey, maybe you should slow him up a little?
I'll tell you right now, when we were coming to take that last green flag, the last words Mark said was, all right, every man for himself. And so that's how we ran the end of that, every man for himself.
Well, it was some great charging to the finish there at the end. And, man, I'll tell you what, congratulations on third place. So while you got a microphone in your face, any sponsors, people you'd like to thank?
Oh, man, there's so many. First of all, we had a terrific cause to race for. We love to be able to race for a cause. And Tom Green, one of the club members, league members, great guy. I mean, we love Tom. He's always in a great mood. But his son is an Army vet and was injured in the Army, out on disability, and just had a horrible accident. So if anybody hasn't seen the link, I think you guys have it on your YouTube page and can donate a few bucks to that. You know, anything would help. Very deserving, and we're just kind of hoping to get a little awareness for it tonight, anyways. So that was first, and then you know, our regular league sponsors. We got Sanctuary Studios, who's actually sponsored the title sponsor of the Truck Series. So Josh has really stepped up to help us out this year. Sanctuary Studios just been awesome. We've got Highway Equipment Company with their New Leader brands and their Highway brands. They're not only sponsoring races in the series this year, they sponsor our team. So Mark and I got the New Leader Silverados, and John and Sean got the Highway Tundra. So they've been huge for us the last 2 seasons. Not thank them enough. Walls Beard Co.'s always been here since the beginning of the series. If you guys haven't tried their beard products, KR, and I saw a picture of you on Facebook. You need to order some. You need some. I'm seeing it. But just great stuff. Go on Facebook or www.wallsbeardco.com and give it a shot. It's inexpensive and great stuff. And last but not least, you know, you guys. I watch these broadcasts, KR, and you and Charles are just fantastic. We were talking about you under caution, how we like listening to you guys and watching you. So, and you got us talking about there on the track. And, yeah, I guess my team too. Sean does so much work for this league, and he runs so damn hard. Mark, you know, he helps us build the setups and he helps us work on our lines and all. I mean, Mark's just always right there. John is just always helping out too. So, really got a great team. Can't thank them enough too. And great to see all 4 of those trucks up there tonight running well. I'm out of breath.
Again, congratulations on 3rd place finish, and good job on the Grammy acceptance speech.
All right, KR. Appreciate it, bud.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, Charles, you got up to 2nd place.
Well, I did, but then I was laughing too hard. But catching up with Sean Brightsman, and again, speaking of catching up, you did a lot of catching up tonight. You know, several times, almost getting involved in wrecks, and could have ended your night. But you go back and forth is the theme of the night for you. You work your way all the way up. So, in my opinion, I think you had something for Mark here tonight in those last. If that caution had not come out, I have a feeling you might have been in victory lane here tonight. So, what are your thoughts coming into the night? If that caution hadn't come out in your mindset, do you think you would have run down Mark Walls and been in victory lane here tonight?
You know, I think we would have been definitely close. It would have been I think a nose-to-nose battle there, coming to the checkered flag. But unfortunately, that wasn't in the cards with all the yellows tonight, including a couple on my own there. So definitely a back to front. Overall, a good night. Just frustrating on my own end of my own mistakes. So just happy to finish and rebound and get a 2nd place finish here tonight in the Adam Kangas 125. So just happy to finish behind our team and our team's first podium sweep.
Yeah, definitely 1, 2, 3 for you here. Like I said, just a fantastic night involved with some of your own cautions. We again watched you several times having to just completely lock the brakes up to not get into some other cars spinning in front of you. You did a fantastic job. Definitely a wheelman if we've ever seen one. You bring home a 2nd place here tonight. So it's going to be a good points night for you. So overall, we kind of like to know, going from the start of this race, even into practice, to where we're at now in this race, did the track get any more grip? I know we talked to you earlier, but did it gain any more? Or did you just have to find the line that had what little was out there?
You know, you kind of had to find the line. I didn't feel like it gained any grip. I think we ran a little bit too much under caution to really lay down some rubber and create a second groove. But overall, it wasn't bad. You just kind of had to pedal it or eggshell the throttle there if you got up to the high groove and just kind of play it safe. So overall, though, I mean, it was definitely a fun track to run. Just wish we could have got some more green flag runs.
Well, definitely, I'm sure everyone wished you would, including up here in the booth. But when we did get green flag, it was some exciting racing. But overall, good night. Any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for that 2nd place finish here tonight?
You know, we'll make this quick so we don't get the Grammy or the Oscar music playing. So I just want to thank Tom Green and Adam Kangas. Make sure to give out a donation there if you guys can. I'll be donating here after the race to help his family. I'd like to give a shout out to Highway, Wicked Chassis, MaxSpeedTV, and Sanctuary Studios. Thank you guys for everything you do. We appreciate it, and we look forward to next week.
All right. Well, again, congrats on a very close 2nd place to finish. The man finishing just ahead of him, again, is the 29 of Mark Walls. First off, right out of the gate, we got to ask, had that caution not come out, were you any bit scared with those fresher tires? I believe you had 34 more laps on your tires than Sean Brightsman. Did you fear that if he got up there to you, he was going to catch you and pass you for the win?
Oh yeah, he was only sitting about a half second back, so I knew he would be able to drive it in a lot harder. I was thinking it was going to come down to the last corner, running side by side and having to shift my lane to take everything away, but caution came out, and it fell right there for us.
Well, yeah, unfortunately for him, the caution came out. Fortunate for you that it did. That was a bit of a saving grace for you. I mean, no driver really wants to win under caution, but at the same time, a win's a win. And you managed to pull it out here. Had a very dominant truck here tonight. Again, Sean Brightsman did lead 58 laps. But there with that last green flag run there and even into the caution, you led 59 laps. You led one more lap. So if he'd have led one lap, you'd have been tied here. But he didn't, so you led the most laps here. So we can say you were the dominant truck. So as far as we talked to Sean about the grip, pretty much the same thoughts on the grip. There just wasn't any out there tonight.
Yeah, you know what? There was what I call turn 3. If you get in there just right on the yellow, and key is not to hug it all the way through on exit. If you let that truck kind of float up to the center groove off the corner, it actually felt like the rubber was laid down pretty good, like it was just glued to the track. So I can come off the corner with a lot more throttle and not have to worry about snapping loose or hitting the wall. So you definitely had to move around to find where the grip was. It was there. You just had to move that truck.
Well, definitely, it was a very strategic track. You had to place yourself in the right spot at the right time, and you did all of what you needed to do to get the win. So obviously, we know you have some sponsors and shout-outs. So who would those be for the win here tonight?
For sure. We got to thank new leader. You know, that Chevy Silverado. Again, we go back to back to back. It's always awesome to have the main sponsor sitting in victory lane. Couldn't do it without them. We got to give a big shout out to Tom Green and what he's done for his son Adam. We encourage everybody to take a look at this page and throw a donation. You know, anything, $1, $5. It all helps. He was the income for that family and got into a serious accident, and every penny is worth it for him. So glad we were able to use this race and shout that out for Tom and his family, and we wish his son the best of recoveries as quick as he can. And yeah, it's always good to go for a cause. Then we got to thank Sanctuary Studios for putting the series on for us. Without those guys, with Josh stepping up this season, is huge. Without that, we wouldn't be able to watch the amazing broadcast that you guys over at MaxSpeedTV put on. I mean, phenomenal job. Love going back and watch. I usually watch it with the family, so definitely cool to see that. I got to thank Wicked Chassis. I think this is the first podium sweep we've had. We had 4 trucks in the top 4. This is the first time. Been a struggle for the season to have everybody so consistent and for this setup to pay off. A lot of practice went into it, and all the guys put in their 2 cents. And man, that new leader Chevy was just fast.
It definitely was a fast ride out there for you, and a very good points night for you as well. So we'll see how they stack up coming in the next week. We'll have those new point standings for everyone to check out here. We are not done just yet, folks. We are still going to get through your race results here for you. So KR, if you want to start us off, take through the top 15, and I will finish us up here through the remainder of the field.
Mark Walls, your race winner, started on pole, led the most laps, wins the race, kissing the trophy girl. He got it done here in all counts of it. Sean Brightsman doing a great job recovering from a very up and down night for him. Hard charge to the finish, only to be cut down by a yellow flag. He's going to get second. Jeff Stabnow in third. John Ottenbacher with a solid run getting fourth. Chris White fifth. Matt Henry 6th, Josh Cushman 7th, David Heath 8th, Brett Johnson 9th, Steve Sealstad will be 10th, 11th is Gerald Heffley, Dan Stussy got 12th, 13th place of Doug Hunt, 14th was Ryan Mans, and 15th William Fletcher.
And 16th will go to Chris Sherburne, 17th Bruce Lawson, 18th Jason Hunt, 19th Trenton Barrington, and 20th will go to Andy Vogt, not having the night he wanted here. tonight, finishing 43 laps down in a 20th position. 21st will go to Tom Green. Again, just not the night he was looking for. So that is unfortunate. But again, this race was brought to you by him. He kind of a fundraiser race for his son that was injured. So again, make sure you check out the link underneath the race. Anything helps. Again, whether it's $1, $5, whatever you can afford. If you can, definitely check it out at least. And if you can donate, that would be great to that great cause. Again, the 22nd go to Brandon Peters, 23rd Adam Hunt, 24th Carl Burke, and rounding out 25th goes to Scott Mann. 26th goes to Brad Cornell, 27th Dan Porovich, and Scott Hutchinson taking 28th. Again, he did not start the race here tonight. Maybe having some internet issues, but he did not start. So, again, to get to all the sponsors real fast on the MaxSpeedTV side of things, SimSpeedShop.com. If you're looking for a button box to further propel you into iRacing, just to up your game just a little bit, make sure you check them out at SimSpeedShop.com or just SimSpeedShop on Facebook. HRE Motorsports and Elite 7 Racing, the two teams that keep us going here on MaxSpeedTV. So a big shout out to them. We still have about 5 or 6 3-month codes left before we run out of those 3-month codes to iRacing. So if you're looking to get into iRacing, definitely shoot us a message on the MaxSpeedTV page. Again, before those run out, we will have no more of them. So make sure you message us if you're looking to get into iRacing. Ohio IndyCar League, we not only have them as a sponsor, we will also be broadcasting their league starting shortly. Josh Midlock will be covering that. So big shout out to them for coming on board. As I mentioned earlier, Highway Equipment Company is one of the sponsors here. We got a lot of onboard cameras with those guys. So there are 2 divisions. One of them is Highway, and the other is a New Leader. So big shout out to both of them coming on, sponsoring cars and the Xfinity Series as the title sponsor of that series. And the title sponsor of this series is Sanctuary Studios. It is Josh Cushman, the owner of that. So big shout out for him coming on board here for this series, sponsoring it. Again, like I said, that's the reason we're able to come here and broadcast this great racing for you. So a big shout out to him for doing that. But that just about does it here for the Adam Kangas 150 presented by Sanctuary Studios here on MaxSpeedTV. KR, any final thoughts before we sign off for the night?
Just a tough night to be out on the track. A lot of drivers struggling for grip. However, you know, Mark Wells said he found something. He might have been the only guy that found what was able to work. So overall, just a tough night on this track. Very slick, very kind of greasy, hot track here at Phoenix.
It was indeed a very greasy track, like skating on ice. But again, that's going to do it here for tonight. Again, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. We have the Laura Truck Series. Pardon me, that is on Saturday. I believe everybody here on MaxSpeedTV is off tomorrow. That is a first, so no racing to my knowledge for Friday night, but tune in back in Saturday night for the Laura Truck Series, actually Saturday afternoon. So as always, on behalf of MaxSpeedTV, on all of our partners here, have a safe night, and we will see you at the next race.
We take you down onto the